Now going to question number 24, we always start with the prompt, and here the prompt is asking us for a transition word. And for transitions, you invent your own word before you look at the answer choices. This allows you to more deeply understand what you're reading. So let's start reading. When soil becomes contaminated by toxic metals, it can be removed from the ground and disposed of in a landfill. Contaminated soil can be detoxified via phytoremediation. Plants that can withstand high concentrations of metals absorb the pollutants and store them in their shoots, which are then cut off and safely disposed of, preserving the health of the plants. So what is the relationship here between the orange part and the blue part? The blue part is giving us a statement. When soil becomes contaminated, one thing that can be done is it can be removed from the ground and disposed of in a landfill. The orange part is giving us another thing that can be done. Also, it can be detoxified by phytoremediation. And after the colon, we get a description of what that means. We get an elaboration. So in my own words, I may say something like, another option is. Maybe another option is that. Another option is that contaminated soil can be. So when you create your own word, it doesn't have to be eloquent. It doesn't have to be a single word. It just has to give you an idea of what you're looking for before you look at these answer choices. From working with students, looking at those answers too soon is the number one thing that messes you up. You need a good sequence where you deeply understand what you're doing, and then you look at the answers. Looking at the answers too early is like taking advice from your adversary. The metaphor we use is if you're getting mugged in an alleyway, it wouldn't really make sense to turn to the mugger and say, hey, what should I do right now? Because what's the mugger going to say? Give me all your money. So if we look at the answer choices too early, we're basically asking for advice from the person who potentially is trying to fool you. In any case, we know what we're looking for, and so which answer goes with that? Alternatively is perfect because we're talking about a second alternative of how the soil can be cleansed after it was contaminated. Specifically doesn't work because we're not getting more specific after giving a general idea. For example doesn't work because the orange part is not an example of the blue part. And as a result doesn't work because that's a cause and effect. If the blue part caused the orange part, then we would say D. So the answer here is A.